How's it going, everybody? It's Pilot Flame, and we are back with another FPL video. And today we're going to be looking at my game week lineup and how we did in game week 7. Who got the points? Who did I captain? And all that sort of stuff. If you haven't done so already, make sure to leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Greatly appreciate that. As well as leave a comment down below as to which players you think I should change in and out of my team. As well as turn those notification bells on so that you can get the content as soon as it is readily available. Also, I do have a poll over on YouTube in the community tab. Make sure to check that out. See which player I should change out Danny Ings for, as he's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks. So I put 5 options in there, and if it's not one of the options that you think I should do, make sure to leave a comment and let me know which striker I should bring in my forward line. And also, if you haven't done so, make sure to give us a follow over on Twitter and Twitch. It's PilotFlame226 on those platforms. Twitter, we post all of our different updates there, as well as any video or stream announcements. And speaking of streams, we will be doing our deadline stream tomorrow, 7 p.m. EST, so make sure to pop on over there and let me know who I should change Danny Ings out for, because I might be doing it live on stream. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So this is how my team scored in game week 7. So we had 66 points overall, but with the -4 it ended up being 62 points with a 300k rank increase and a nice little green arrow for our team in game week 7 here, after being 1.9 million or thereabouts in the end of game week 6, moving up to 1.6 million at the end of game week 7. So we have to make a few defensive transfers this game week. So initially I was going to take out the likes of Ferguson, who was on my bench, and bring him in for Kilman, who we brought in at 4.1 million, and he did quite well for us. He got us 6 points. However, we got a late message saying that Castagne from Brendan Rodgers' press conference was going to be out, so I had to take him out as well. Otherwise, I would have been without defenders, because there was, you know, a chance that James Rodriguez was going to be out. There was a chance that Mitchell could be out. Burke is not a sure start, and I didn't want to play Lamptey at the time, so we brought in Ayling for a -4. And he ended up getting us 0 points, which isn't ideal. And funnily enough, Burke didn't play, Mitchell didn't play, and I ended up getting up Lamptey's 9 points off my bench, which is where you see him there. He's third on the bench with the asterisk next to him, as he came in for James Rodriguez, who did not play either. So we got a nice little 9 points off our bench. A bit of jammy, but nonetheless, we'll definitely take it. McCarthy got us 3 points. You know, giving up a clean sheet isn't ideal, but we will take the 3 points nonetheless. Like we said, Ayling with 0. Again, not ideal. We were thinking either him or Dallas. Dallas ended up getting a goal. You know, it's just what it is. Ayling's stats were a lot better than Dallas's were, and Dallas was quite fortunate to score as well. Robertson could have potentially had another clean sheet, but again, you know, a bit of a iffy goal, as it were. It was well struck, but the defense was quite poor in terms of the clearance and that from I'm trying to remember who did it. I think it was Joe Gomez, who had a poor clearance on the header, and you know, what's his name? Is it Kufal? No, Fornal, sorry, was on the edge of the box, and he basically just, you know, took a shot and it went in the goal. And it was well placed, and Allison was pretty much beaten. So again, no attacking returns from Robertson, and Trent would have got 2 points as well. So again, Liverpool defense not doing nice at all. Podence started our week off quite nicely with Kilman, so we had 14 points after the first game. So Podence getting us a goal, which was quite good. Son and Kane not doing too much damage, but it was actually okay. Kane only getting a goal, but he did score less points than Salah, who ended up being our captain, getting us 8 points and 16 total with the captaincy. Again, James Rodriguez did not play, getting us 0 points, but Lamptey came in and got us a nice 9 points, as he managed to pop up with a goal, although it was a bit, you know, a bit iffy there as well, because again, there was a clear foul in the build-up, having seen the replays, and yeah, it probably shouldn't have been a goal, but we'll take it. We'll definitely take it in FPL terms. And then our forward line, as mentioned, did well with Kane in there as our vice captain. 6 points from him, 6 points from Ings, who had a fantastic shot from outside the box and doing what he does best, taking low XG shots and putting them in the goal. And then Calvert-Lewin getting himself a goal in what was a very underwhelming performance without James Rodriguez versus Newcastle for the Everton side, who go to face Manchester United this week. But overall, pretty happy with the game week. The rank could have been even higher if I had brought in Dallas. Had Southampton actually played with a defense for the last 30 minutes of the game, they might have kept a clean sheet and won 4-0 quite comfortably. Wolves again showing that their defense is, doing quite well. And I think that Kane just continues to tick along nicely. Salah's showing us that he is the captain to beat. And DCL got back on the score sheet for this game week. But again, the main highlight here is going to be the fact that although Danny Ings did score, he's now going to be injured from 4 to 6 weeks and requires minor surgery. So we're going to be looking at how potentially I could get rid of him and who I could potentially bring in and what fixtures roll around for Game Week 8. So this is how the team is currently set up for Game Week 8. The current squad value is £100.3 million. We have £2 million in the bank as well. So we have McCarthy in goal versus Newcastle at home. We have Lamptey also with a nice home fixture versus Burnley at home. Surely they can't concede another goal, but with Potter rotating the lineup, anything's possible. We have Luke Ayling in versus Crystal Palace away. We have Andrew Robertson and Mohamed Salah versus Manchester City away. Not really expecting too much from them, which is why the captaincy has moved off Salah. And I think with our defenders that we have on the bench that could play like Mitchell and Kilman, they're not likely to get a clean sheet either. So I'm just going to favor Robertson here as he's more likely to get a potential attacking return. We also have the Everton duo. James Rodriguez should be back in action this week, and I'm pretty sure that was the reason for his, absence from the team for Ancelotti. He said he had a bit of a knock and something that he was, kind of having to deal with in Game Week 6. So, and it's just one of those things where you just can't risk it for a player of his quality, especially with the Man United fixture. He knew that it was going to be a good game. Get him rested up for that. He plays that, and then he goes on international duty, or he might not do it at all. He may just say, yeah, I just need to kind of have a little bit of a rest, which is definitely likely. Dominic Calvert-Lewin as well, back on the score sheet. He's back in the team. Of course, because, he's just that good. He's just pretty good in the forward line. We've had him since he's 7 million. I didn't think he was going to be that good, and when I saw what he did in Game Week 1, I knew it was him and James definitely in there. So the Everton duo is not going anywhere anytime soon, even though there's been times where I've definitely somewhat potentially considered him, but then I just thought it's just silly because he just scores goals for fun. And then we have Heung-min Son and Harry Kane in there for the Spurs duo versus West Brom away. I tentatively have the captaincy on Son, with Kane being the vice captain, just because I think that Son is the higher ceiling in terms of, just like overall points output, and I think that's what you like to go for with the captaincy option, whereas Kane's probably going to be more of the assister in this game, especially if Gareth Bale plays. And then we have Mohamed Salah, again, versus Man City. No captaincy on him. If he gets a goal, that'd be great, but don't really expect too much from him in these bigger games. And then we have Podence, who's versus Leicester. Got a goal for us last week. And again, could potentially get something here as they're going to look to break on Leicester, who will probably see the fair share of the possession. And then the one we have highlighted here, Danny Ings. He is flagged. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks, according to Ralph Hasenhüttl, who had his press conference today at the time of recording. Being the Wednesday, and he said 4 to 6 weeks, a little bit of minor surgery, but shouldn't be nothing too long term, which is good news for Danny Ings because he has had significant injuries in the past involving his knee, whether it be a significant ligament damage or anything of that sort. So all the best in his recovery, but it's a bit unfortunate because I kind of wanted him for this Newcastle fixture because it looks great on paper in terms of an attacking point of view, and I think him and Che Adams are just starting to click for Southampton, and it's a bit of a blow for them this season. And then on the bench, we have Steer, who's not going to play. We have Burke, who seems to have fallen out of favor. He has Chelsea away this week. Mitchell and Kilman face each other, and I would rather have them on the bench over the likes of Robertson, who all three of them are not likely to keep a clean sheet, but Robertson is more likely getting attacking returns. So in terms of Danny Ings, the reason I have him highlighted is because I'm going to have to move him on this game week. Now, the first couple of players that I thought of were more of the cheaper assets. So I was thinking maybe Che Adams, but then again, is he going to strike up the same partnership as with Shane Long? I don't think so. And then Callum Wilson's looking great. He has fantastic fixtures. Again, he plays Southampton this game week, who maybe without the leadership of Danny Ings and, the kind of energy he brings, maybe they kind of crumple. And Callum Wilson's been scoring quite well. He looks to be the new age Alan Shearer. Not really, but He has been doing quite well for himself, getting himself a few goals, getting a brace in the last game. Is on penalties, is quite cheap, 6.5 million, and could potentially allow for, you know, bigger upgrades later on. That would give me somewhere around the 4.5 million mark, and I could take Podence and put him straight up to a 9 million or so midfielder, which would be quite good. There are other options in there as well. Patrick Bamford, who has been scoring for fun away from home. 5 of his 6 goals this season have been away from home. And they have Crystal Palace away, who just conceded 2 to a Wolves team that don't typically create too much. But again, Leeds create a lot, so he could go absolutely crazy. So I'm considering him. And then lastly, Mikel Antonio. We'll have to see his fitness. If it is Antonio that is fit for this game week, I would probably lean towards him if I was going for a cheaper forward. If I'm going for more of the, you know, mid-price range, I think that Jimenez just isn't really worth it. And then there's not really much else in that bracket per se. It's only the, you know, upper, you know, more higher premium price forwards. Anthony Martial, 8.7 million. He got a goal this week in the Champions League. We're having seen some significant price drops. He was just suspended, so could be quite a shrewd pick there, as Everton's defense isn't the greatest. And then he has West Brom after that, so it could be a good fixture there. Timo Werner getting himself a couple of goals in the Champions League as well. Although Kai Havertz testing positive for COVID could be, you know, one where I stay away from Chelsea, as it could, you know, maybe he was in contact with Werner, being a national teammate for Germany with him. You know, they haven't been on international duty, but again, they may, you know, room together or something. I don't know. It's just maybe puts me off him. I'll have to wait to the for the press conference for that. And then we have Gabriel Jesus, who, you know, he is you know, a striker that Pep could definitely use. Ferran Torres has filled in quite nicely in the recent games that they played, but I know Pep will want to have Jesus or Aguero, and he seems to like Jesus quite a lot, in the team as soon as possible. The only risk is that he tends to bed players slowly into the team, especially their forwards, and they don't typically play 90 minutes as he preserves them, especially if one of them is out. However, we know the golden rule of FPL, or one of them at least, I like to abide by. If Jesus or Aguero is out, you get the other one in, because they're going to play every game. Whether they play 60 minutes or not, they're going to get a boatload of chances. But I just don't think that Liverpool at home is necessarily the best fixture, although you might say that it is quite good, considering they're going to have potentially a makeshift center back pairing in there to have to defend against him. But if you haven't checked out my Pep Roulette video, make sure to do so. I kind of go over this situation where Pep might play Ferran Torres over Jesus, so make sure to check that out. But I'm kind of leaning towards potentially either Werner or Martial. I just kind of like that price point, which is why I went with Ings over Jimenez in the first place as well, because I think he has a higher, you know, ceiling and it's a potential captaincy option. I was considering captaining Ings for this game week, but again, now that he's out, that kind of throws that straight out the window. So let me know in the comments down below as to which player you think I should bring in for Danny Ings. And you can also check out the poll that I put over on YouTube as well in the community tab, where it gives the options as to which one I should bring in for Danny Ings. So make sure to let me know. But for now, this is the tentative lineup that we have set for Game Week 8. And that's going to do it for our Game Week 8 lineup announcement and how we did in Game Week 7, which was nice to see a green arrow this week. And just for that, just make sure to put a like on the video. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and turn those notification bells on so that you can get the content as soon as it is readily available. And leave a comment down below as to which forward you think I should bring in for Danny Ings, or maybe some other transfers that I may be overlooking as well. Also, give us a follow over on Twitter and Twitch. It's PilotFlame226 on those platforms. We will be doing a stream over on Twitch tomorrow at the time of recording, and that will be at 7 p.m. EST for the deadline stream. So make sure to check us out on that. This will be the last one that's going to be in the midweek for at least the next few game weeks. After the international break, they resume back on the first games of the week starting on the Saturday. So we'll be doing it an hour before as per normal, and it'll be a proper deadline stream. And Twitter will post any lineup updates, so make sure to follow us over there so that you can get the lineup news or just before the deadline, where I post a picture of my lineup and put the reasonings for my transfers in there. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, take care.